What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, it's John, and this is the preview.
Yes, people, it's him, it's me, back again. And this is your match preview. Everton versus Manchester United tomorrow at Goodison Park. A game that I've been thinking about the last couple of days. And this is probably the most confident I've felt playing a Man United team for a long, long time. They're not in a great vein of form. And I was thinking, if you look at the last couple of games you've had, or the last three games, Brighton, Liverpool, Palace, I'm actually more confident playing Man United than I was against any of them three. What's your take on it?
I think it's great. Yeah, I think it's great. You missed what I've just done as well, so I hope when you watch it back, you'll see. All right, you'll see. I dropped John in it there, guys. So I just sort of see how he'd react. You know, if he could embrace it, take on the channel himself, just to see.
What did you do?
I did that.
Well, I can't fucking see, my eyes.
That's brilliant. It makes it even better. So, yeah, look, it's a game against Man United. It's a game that I'm semi-confident for. It's a game that I think Everton will win. It's a game that I think Jack Harrison will assist better. I think Everton win 2-0. Up the toughies. I mean, I go into every single game now a little bit more confident than the game before. So by the time the season finishes, we're going to absolutely smash Ipswich or whoever it is at Goodison Park, about 57-0.
But you say you're semi-confident. I'm full hard on confident that we beat them, mate.
Oh, yeah, you are indeed a full hard on. That's right. But your skin is loose, my brother.
Brilliant. That's because, well, we'll leave it there. Yeah, listen. What do you think then going into this game? Because, listen, we haven't got a great record against Man United at Goodison Park. I remember the worldie Garnacho scored. I think that was the first game or one of the first ones where we had the fuck Premier League pink signs holding up and Garnacho burst our bubble after a couple of minutes. But even him, if you look at this Man United team, Michael, in my opinion, Ruben Amorim is trying to get these players to play a certain way, the way he probably played at Sporting Lisbon, but he hasn't got the personnel to do it the way he wants to play. He's not adapting to what he's got. He's not adapting to the Premier League. And listen, if we beat them tomorrow, mate, we're 4 points ahead of them. And it's probably no great feat that we're 4 points ahead of Man United. But as you quite rightly say, David Moyes has come in and we've got this newfound confidence now that regardless of who we play, we're expecting a decent performance and a decent result.
Yeah, I mean, you go back to Man United games and, we've had some corkers at Goodison. 2004, 2005, Duncan Ferguson scores a header. Gary Neville gets sent off for booting the ball towards you in the crowd. We obviously had the one a few years ago where it was so in my car I almost melted and we won 4-0, we won 3-0. There was Manny Fernandez.
More recently, it hasn't been great though, has it?
No, and more recently it hasn't. And we've been robbed a couple of times as well. I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago, Calvert-Lewin, his goal disallowed because Sigurdsson's on the floor. Last season, we got pummeled 3-0 in a game that Everton probably were actually the better team. We went into that game last season ready to fight, be aggressive. We literally just received that points deduction. We had the purple, the Premier League things corrupt. And we went into that game and after 3 minutes, we conceded an absolute worldie and it silenced us. And I just think Everton are in a different place now. We are in a different place. We're in a place where we know the future's bright. We know that we can challenge teams in and around us. Sean Dyche would have had us sitting here today thinking that we're going up against world champions tomorrow. But We're not. We're going up against a Manchester United team, which, in my opinion, is the worst Manchester United team in years, with a manager that doesn't know what he's doing. And all of this talk about building a team, his philosophy, what he's done at Lisbon. Portugal is nothing like the Premier League, and whatever ideology he's got, it's not working at all. He's not getting enough results. And I know people will say, oh, well, he beat you 4-0 at Old Trafford. Mate, we all have miracles. We all have the one-off random results. You know, it happens every season to any club. And then the other thing I want to mention about Man United is actually one of its fans, which is Mark Goldbridge, because some of the absolute shit that he has been spouting about Everton, match preview, about the sale of Branthwaite, which didn't happen. What he needs to understand is that Manchester United are no longer this fantastic big football team. They're nothing. They've won nothing in years. They've got a big fan base, and you know, I can accept the fact in terms of revenue created and all of that, it's great, but there is not a good feel factor around Manchester United. There's articles today where they're saying that they're the worst run club in the league. 9 errors that have led to them being the worst. They've made redundancy after redundancy after redundancy. So when I listen to people like Mark Goldbridge come out and try and take the piss out of Everton Football Club, I'm only going to ever stand up with chest and say, mate, you haven't got a clue what you're talking about. And God, I'll do the Kevin Keegan. I hope we beat them Saturday. I hope we beat them.
I think that man is an absolute tool, to be fair. If rumours are to be believed, he was a Notts Forest fan. Now, I don't know how true that is, but he can do these watch-alongs on the United stand or whatever it is, every United game. He doesn't even go the game, but yet he can come out, and the shit that he give us over Jarrett Branthwaite, mate, it's a wonder I didn't lose another Twitter account, because I was ready for him, mate. And some of the stuff that I was sending his way was off the scale. And as you quite rightly say, Man United, I actually think, listen, we've had our problems the way this club's been run under Mashiri. Man United are probably on a par with us of how poor they're run. I mean, I seen something the other day. To sack Ten Hag and his backroom staff was £14 million. They had Dan Ashworth there, who was there 6 months, had to pay him off. Apparently, they are in £1 billion worth of debt. Now, listen, Man United will get away with that. Man United will never go under. They'll never go into bankruptcy. They'll never go into liquidation because it's Man United. But how can you have someone like Goldbridge slagging us off as a club, saying we're a tin pot club and we should listen to bigger clubs when they put offers in for the likes of Jarrett Branthwaite, when they can't even get their own house in order? They can't even get their own house in order. And I think it's wonderful that we are actually above them in the league. And listen, I'm not vying for positions with Man United, because Man United mean fuck all to me. But the way certain members of their fan base carry on, and their podcasters and the YouTubers, i.e. a Mark Goldbridge, the way they carry on towards other clubs, i.e. Everton, he can't spout fuck all, mate, for the position they're in financially, team-wise on the pitch, the way they run back, you know, in the background. They're making redundancies, as you quite rightly say. There's a woman who'd been there 35 years. They've got rid of her, and the players have come out and they've commented on that, because it was the first face they seen every morning when they walked into Carrington. And he's making redundancy after redundancy after redundancy. And this is a man who eventually wants to own the majority shareholding in Man United. Well, I'm not being funny, mate. If you want to own the majority shareholding, you've got to pull your finger out, because you're not doing a very good job of it, being a smaller shareholder than what the Glazers are.
Yeah, I think it's an absolute mess. But talking about the game, I wish Everton had. I wish Everton had Endai, if I'm being honest, because I would have fancied him on the left. I think we'll do okay. We're going to have to play the ball through the middle because no disrespect to Lindstrom and Harrison, but I don't see too much coming from either of them, if I'm being brutally honest. Which I think means we're going to have a big job in the middle of the park. Garner is not a concern to me. I think Ladrissa Garner has been absolutely brilliant. James Garner is going to have to play on the front foot more because although we won the game against Palace, I've certainly seen him play better since he's come back from his injury. And then it just depends whether you play Alcaraz or Decore right now. For me,
I think Decore.
Yeah, I think Decore does start, and I actually probably think it might be the right decision as well because of the additional physicality. Decore, we know what he can't do, but we do know that he can win the ball further up the pitch, and he does put that pressure on. And I just think that might be beneficial in this game. From a Manchester United perspective, they're talking about who they'd rather sell, Højbjerg or Xerxes. So I'm not overly worried about either of them.
Do you know Everton win this game, mate? Plain and simple. You've got to do two things. One, keep Bruno Fernandes quiet. If you keep Fernandes quiet, you win the game. And two, play the ball through the channels like we did against Leicester for Beto to run onto. Because I'm not being funny, mate. You've got Harry Maguire and probably De Ligt, who's been an absolute flop since he come to the Premier League. We can really, really, really hurt their centre-halves tomorrow if we play it properly, play it through the lines, play it through the channels. For Beto, as you're quite right with what you say, it's pointless putting the balls in. We haven't really played with wingers while crosses into the box while Beto's being there. A lot of it's been through the middle. You keep Fernandes quiet, mate, and you feed Beto through the channels, running onto the ball. You get a lot of success from Harry Maguire and De Ligt, in my opinion.
Would you make any changes defensively?
No. I think we're sound, mate. I honestly do. I think Decore comes back in for Alcaraz. For me, that's the only change. There's a feel-good factor around Finch Farm now. I watched the training video today, and it seems a much happier place. They're having a laugh in training. They're getting praise from the likes of Bainesy and Alan Irvin when they play a good ball in training. Moisey's there shouting it. They give everyone a lift, mate, since they walked through the doors of Finch Farm. And for me, whoever gets picked tomorrow and whoever's on the bench, I'm very, very confident that every player tomorrow who's involved gives 100% for this club now and for this manager, because it's just a feel-good factor and it's rubbed off on us fans. Look at this match preview, Michael, how upbeat we are. I'm standing here saying, from Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Brighton and Man U, this is the easy game. This is the easier game. And this has all come from the previous manager getting sacked and David Moyes coming into the club who knows Everton inside out, and he's give everyone this boost, this good feel factor. And we're going into a game tomorrow, which I think Everton win either 2-0 or 3-1.
Yeah, I was just looking at the last five. We have lost the last five against Man United. Just means something needs to change. That's all that means. It just means something needs to change.
I think it changes tomorrow. I think I'm that confident, mate, it changes tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Don't know if I agree with your score predictions, but that's not a problem. I still think we win. I think we win 2-1. I think we win 2-1. I just sounds really weird, but I'm probably too confident. I'm probably too confident.
When was the last time we could say that, mate, about our football club? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, if Everton win tomorrow, I mean, I genuinely don't want to get too excited, but if Everton win tomorrow, right, even just at lunchtime, right, Everton could go 12th. 7 games ago, Everton were, what, 18th, 17th?
Yeah.
I mean,
we've had some tough fixtures, mate. We've had some tough fixtures, you know.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. We've got some tough ones coming up. We've got an horrendous April, absolutely horrendous.
I think
But
we're safe by then anyway.
well, I think we're safe now. I
Yeah,
don't see any of the bottom 3 getting 30 points, if I'm being honest.
yeah.
So I think we're safe. It's just this is the icing on the cake, and if Everton can beat Man United, and then we've got a game against Brentford, and maybe get a point, be amazing to win, whatever. You just think this Everton team that Dyche played everyone down. He's as bad as this Amorim. He's just as bad. He's just as deluded.
I know.
Somehow.
It's just a good feel factor, isn't it? And listen, I really didn't think we'd get that back this season, especially. We spoke on air, probably Dyche got to the end of the season. I still say now, if Dyche stays till May, we go down. I was that convinced, mate. The football we were watching was turgid. There was no camaraderie. There was no togetherness. And within the flick of a fucking switch, we've got everything back. We've got togetherness. We've got camaraderie. We've got confidence. We've got our football club back. And I know I keep saying that on every video we do. But it's a great feeling for what we've been through the last couple of years.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, well, I think we should just leave it there. We've done score predictions. We've had a dig at Mark Goldbridge. So, I mean, if we ever meet him in a charity game, we're right in trouble, aren't we?
I'm not being funny, mate. If we ever meet Mark Goldbridge in a charity game, I won't be managing that game. I'll be playing.
Well, I can mate. He used to be a copper, mate. He'll finish you. He'll absolutely finish you.
Mate, Stacey was like the fucking Milky Bar kid.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you what, I'd love to see what he'd say about you as well. I'd love to see.
I'm not bothered, mate.
I'll tell you what, Misfits Boxing, John against Mark Goldbridge. I'd love to see that on the KSI undercard, wouldn't you? Right, guys, we will leave it there. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Look, apologies for lack of videos this week. It has been my fault. Preview should have been yesterday, and it wasn't. I've got good news for a friend of mine. He'd been on Dragon's Den and has secured investment in his business by one of the dragons, which is, it's an incredible fairy tale story. So I was at the launch party for that yesterday. So yeah, no preview yesterday. But yeah, we are where we are. We are cooking on gas. Hit the like and subscribe, and hopefully John won't be on the next video. I'll see you soon. Peace. I can't find the button to finish it as well, so it's all there.